Hello there, my name is Lamin Jai, bringing you a very special news review from Brikama, where we will be speaking to the chairman of Brikama Area Council, Mr. Sirifo Sanko. This is going to be the very first time that we will be interviewing him. Massive interview. But before that, we will quickly look at what the newspapers are reporting on today, beginning with the Point newspaper, where they are reporting that calls for justice heightened as Mataya Solo's biggest expansion in over 10 years despite COVID-19. Man 30 stabbed to death in North Bank region, suspect on the run. So if you look at the stories today, they are saying that civil society organizations, including the Solo Sandeng Foundation, have called on the Adama Barrow government to demonstrate political will and implement all the recommendations the TRRC is expected to make as they remember Mataya Solo Sandeng. Man 30 stabbed to death in North Bank region, suspect on the run. Police in the North Bank region have again launched a massive manhunt for Musa Fall, a Senegalese who allegedly stabbed one Cherno Gay to death, the Point has learned. Also, GCCPC blames Alkalolu over frequent land disputes. The Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Commission study on the state of consumer welfare in the real estate industry has accused some Alkalolu of being responsible for consumers' inability to have access to their official transfer documents for properties after making full payments. Point is also reported Official makes biggest expansion in over 10 years despite COVID-19. Official claims it has made its biggest network footprint expansion in the Gambia in 15 years despite the pressures of the COVID-19 pandemic, according to Sam Williams, Group Communications Director for Official there. The other newspaper we have is Foroya. They are reporting that IEC's function demands high independence. That according to the President Barrow there, he swore in the deputy chair of the IEC there, Mr. Joseph Koli. Imam Ratib of Gunjur passes away. Lawyer Nene Cham calls on government to provide adequate funding to legal aid. America's Halliburton helps Senegal to extinguish gas well, which was burning since December. So we don't have much on the Foreign newspapers reporting Fakausu Ture, Imam Ratib of Gunjur in Kombo South has passed away on 13th of April 2021. We'll leave it at that for the newspapers. I'm now joined by, like I said, my big guest today is Mr. Sirifo Sanko, the chairman of Brikama Area Council. This is going to be a massive guest. It's going to be our first time we are interviewing him. Mr. Sanko, thank you, sir, for speaking to the Father Network.
You're welcome, Mr. Njai.
Thank you. You became chairman of this council back in 2018, 3 years down the line. How have you fared in terms of repositioning Brikama Area Council? This is a very big council. A lot of work that needs to be done when it comes to this council. What can you tell us in terms of what work you've done since you became chairman?
Well, I think, first of all, I thank you very much for inviting me to your media. I think this is the first time having an interview with you.
Yes.
But honestly, we cannot finish talking about what we have achieved since we come to office in 2018, May 16. We've came to the council when at that time the council was in a serious crisis of certain functions. But though it wasn't easy, it was a very rough road. You know, there are so many challenges that we faced. But thank God today we've been able to do a lot that I could say some are even for the first time in the history of the Brikama Council happens during my time. And I don't a brand new garbage trucks before. So I intervened in that and it is successful. And we've also endeavored to build a market for the community of Nemakunku, and also some road constructions in the capital of West Coast region, which is Brikama. Three are going together. And we have also tried a lot in the market, and are currently, in fact, before you came in, I was having a meeting with some contractors who are to build our central market. At least that will enable the council to have more revenue from the market, and also the use of the market for the vendors. Because as you can see, even I'm not that much sure, but I think all the medias in the Gambia have ever been reporting about the condition of Brikama market.
The problem of the Brikama
exactly.
market, yes.
So I believe this rainy season coming is going to be a thing of a different. These are all in an achievement that we did, and for the first time in the history, that the councillors of Brikama Area Council are benefiting like a sum of $500,000 each councillor to go and do certain jobs in their community, requested by the ward themselves. Not that is last year we gave about, end of last year we gave about $2.5 million to 5 different wards, which was used as pilot. Okay, 2 months ago I gave another $2.5 million to another 5 wards. This is not, the same as the other capital projects that the council is also doing, because I believe since I got the new CEO, where the council was and where we are now is far more different than before. So these are some of the few things that I can I can count, but definitely I can assure you that today Brikama Area Council is on the top list of the Gambian local government authorities endeavors in the community.
So these monies that you give to the councillors, where do you get them from? This
money is the money that we generate from our taxpayers, because normally in the Local Government Act it is there that every 100% that you collect from the taxpayers, 60% of the revenue should go back to them. So these are things that we always try to get back to the taxpayers, and that the people of the community also need to know that they have a council responsible of their needs.
So when it comes to let us broaden that a little, the issue of revenue collection. That is one of the roles that council plays. In terms of revenue collection from 2018 to, let's say, now, on average, how much would your council collect annually?
Before we came, every time when it is about 3 months to end, the local government ministry will dissolve, as I could say, will dissolve the council, and the interim committee will come up to take care of the businesses of the council before the new members will come in. Okay, this interim committee were here, and they do a very good job, which came up with some recommendations and some findings. Part of these are the revenues that Brikama Area Council is able to have is only 40%. If you check the total revenue that Brikama Area Council can have, is only 40% that is coming into the council, which is at a very, very low point. Okay, another achievement of it is I tried to bring in transparency. That is to digitalize all the revenue collections of the council. This is first of its kind in the Gambia, and I could proudly say in the sub-region, in the West Africa here. First ever, the council's revenue collection is digitalized. And this has given us more room to be able to know where our potential areas are, and to be able to increase more revenue basis for the council. But unfortunately, when this thing has to begin, COVID-19 came in, and a lot of industries or a lot of companies and some taxpayers even pleaded with us to give them a time, like the hotels, though I think the central government came into their aid to pay some for them, but it is not like if they have to pay directly as before. So these are some of the challenges that we experience. But definitely this digital tax collection is doing a very good thing in the revenue collection, because it's very transparent, and I think the finance department, the CEO and the finance department are able to control the revenue now. Compared to the previous years, I could confidently say that if not COVID-19, the council can be able to have The recommendation of the inter committee was 40%, but it can rise up to 60%, because whatever that you do,
On average, how much would that be?
the total collection.
Yes, yes. In monetary terms.
Exactly, because it's gonna be like because it's not going to be more than $70 million. This $70 million is, some people will hear and say, oh, this is a big money. Why are they putting in this money?
Yes.
But remembering that there are staffs that are in the council, they need to be paid. Okay, and there are a lot of things that people, that the council is also endeavoring to do, in terms of participating in community development and certain things in the communities. So in average, this could be like 70 million. 70 million.
Now let's go back to the issue of the market. You said you've done really well in terms of turning the fortunes of the place around, because the media has reported extensively in terms of the market. You go there, women would always complain that almost on a daily basis, your officers will come there and collect duties and collect all these levies from them, but the condition of the market was bad.
So
they were complaining, and to the extent that they even wanted you to come to the market and see what they were going through, but you would never see Sirifo Sanko visit the markets, for example. They will say that.
I don't think that's something true. Sirifo Sanko was every time in the market. Sometimes I go alone. Some people will not even recognize. I am going to make some fact finding for myself, and I will come back and give this report to my CEO. This is usually done. So if people said I have never been to the market, I don't think that is a fact story. I used to go to the market. I remember sometimes I went from Brikama market, I went to Olindu market, I went to Wellingara market. Then some people recognize me there in the market, because some are so much used to me, they recognize me in the market. So by saying I'm not going to the market, exactly. Yes. So these are things that we do. But definitely, the condition of the market cannot be a blame of this present administration. This has been in the market for so many years ago. I think the market has been like this since more than 20 years ago. So today we are trying our best to make sure that we change the condition of the market, but not we are the cause of it. For instance, the fish market in the central part of the market is not controlled by the council. It is controlled by the Ministry of Fisheries.
And in fact, it was the fish market that was causing this.
Fish market is the main cause of everything that people that the journalists are reporting. It is the fish market, and most of the reporters did not know that Brikama Area Council is not responsible of that fish market. All the staffs in the fish market there are not the staffs of Brikama Area Council. All the revenues collected in that fish market are not collected by Brikama Area Council. I think this fish market was built in 2007, if my memory can serve me well. And this 2007, there's an MOU, prepared between the council and the Ministry of Fisheries or the fish market. And some of the conditions are, the fish market is to pay 20% of their income generation to the council. I think this was done once in December 2007.
And
from 2007 to date, they never paid a penny to Brikama Area Council.
And also there was no proper sewage system. The fish market was built. There was no proper sewage system. So all the wastewater that comes from
I believe there was, they built it properly, but I think the contractor and the controllers then were not, in the same side of understanding. Because I believe the way the Japanese made it, they thought there is another gutter that can take this water into the river or into the main sewage system, which was not the thing. But everything was built, and there are some machines in the gutters. But these machines were not working because it is of no use, because where would it go? Now, when these waters are filled in the holes and the hole got full, it will overflow. Then if the market did not, the controllers of the fish market did not come and remove that water, the water will flow into the market. It will flow in all part of the market, and in fact, sometimes it will cross the street to the other side of the town, which is not caused by Brikama Area Council.
Do you engage government
We've,
via Minister of Fisheries?
yes, we did that. We did that.
What are they saying?
We engaged the management of the fish market there several times. Not long ago, we even, the engagement went up to the Ministry of Fisheries. In fact, I could remember some months ago, I don't remember how many months, but a few months ago, when I took a decision and told my CEO that we are going to close this fish market. Because when we didn't close this fish market, the market will continue on giving this bad smell, but bad condition will just continue to happen, and the blames are always in Brikama Area Council. Now the council is the owner of the market, and something is built in our premises, and it is not controlled by the owners of that thing. We need to close it for the benefit of the vendors in the market. Now they came up, and the Ministry of Fisheries also sent some guys. We had a meeting. It was a very tough meeting. I think the guy that they even sent wasn't very much au fait of how this thing came about. Then not long ago, also 2 months ago, the permanent secretary of Ministry of Fisheries came. We had this meeting. We were supposed to have the meeting in my office here, but then I gave this respect to the governor. We went to the governor's office and had this meeting there. The meeting was so fruitful. I saw them, I told them what the intention that I have, and ready to close the fish market. And then the permanent secretary assured me that they are going to engage GAMWorks to come and make a feasibility studies and report back to them. Then they are going to change the condition. And I also told them that the ultimatum can be before the rainy season. They have to do this, it has to be a short-term plan, not a long-term plan, which the permanent secretary agreed. And thank God that the permanent secretary is, respecting his promises. Some times ago, GAMWorks personnel came to the market. They did their findings. They went back to the ministry, to the fisheries. I don't know what was their findings about, but because we didn't have any report back from them. But I could solely say that the permanent secretary is definitely committed to his words, because what he promised us is on course. They've come and surveyed it. They went back, I believe, and also GAMWorks also wrote to us, informing us that the Ministry of Fisheries engaged them about the market. They are coming to see the place, and hopefully when they are done, the work will start immediately before the rainy season. And obviously, if nothing is done before rainy season, I'm going to work with the Ministry of Fisheries to have better engagement together with my land ministry to make sure that we close this fish market to find a better solution for it. Because definitely, it is not friendly when the condition was like the way it was, or the way it is right now.
Okay, and also, when it comes to this market, Brikama is very populous. Yet you have all the villages. People come from as far as Kalaji, for example. From Casamas.
Yeah.
All these people flock to this market, putting a lot of pressure on this not very big market. In terms of that issue, what do you intend or plan to do to ease the pressure that is on the market? Because you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people who all come to this market.
Yeah, our plans are, we are trying to engage the central government to give us, to help us to get to secure a land, because Brikama Area Council did not have enough land to be able to do certain things. And if you see the area of the market itself is very small. What I thought of is to relocate the central car park from where it is right now. Then we can expand the market where when we relocate these vehicles. I had some discussions with some senior government authorities, and what is next is to write to our ministry officially to look for this land. I am thinking of 500 square meters, of at least 400 meters square. Then we will build that place as a proper car park, where all these vehicles that are also coming. In fact, the present condition of the car park is not even okay. The car park is very tight. The vehicles are coming all over the places from all the way from Basse, from Kasama car park. Now, when we have this 500 meters square, can be able to accommodate many vehicles in the car park, and we're going to build it to a modern standard. and then we will expand the market into the car park. And also, I believe I also have the understanding that the central government is building a very good hospital here. When this hospital is built, it might be possible for the government to condemn this present health center and transfer everything to that hospital. Then that can also be added to the market. Then we will have enough space for all the vendors that wanted to use the market. But as we speak right now, there is no enough space. Even right now, the 3 blocks that we wanted to build in the market, we have to relocate to tell some of the vendors in the area to relocate to another site so that the contractor can be able to have access to the market to build. So these are the things that we are now managing with the government, and hopefully I believe the central government will stand by us to help us with this issue. Some times ago, the authorities of the car park also came here demanding the same thing from us, that they want us to help them to relocate the car park from where it is now. So I think it is going to be an easy thing if the central government help us with this land that we the land size that we need to be able to transfer the car park where it is now to a new place. And this new place is going to be built with the modern standard, where every vehicle owner or every driver will now enjoy that they have a very good car park. And I believe when we build, it is going to be first of its kind in the Gambia.
Away from that, let's talk about also housing. Brikama is very big. Your this arrondissement is very big. You have a lot of people in Brikama. Just Brikama alone, massive population. I mean, in Brikama and beyond, people would always complain that where to lay their head is always a problem. In that it's expensive. Rent is expensive. Council, we know, has a lot to do when it comes to the issue of rent. How is the issue of rent in Brikama?
Okay, the issue of rent is not in the control of the council. So I cannot be able to say for certain how it is, because even the complaints of the landlords and the tenants is not within the mandate of the council. There is a special place where the tenant can go and lay their complaints. But I believe this is something that we can all notice, because it's a talk of the town. So many people are saying that rentage is very expensive, and unfortunately also, if the council has a land of its own, can be able to build housings for the people of West Coast region. But unfortunately, we don't have that kind of land to be able to build an estate for our people to sell land to people or to give it as mortgage or stuff like that.
What happened to the land?
Well,
everybody took it. People took the whole land.
Normally in Combos or in Gambia here, every land is a customary land. Yes. Every land belongs to a particular kabilo or a particular this thing. Yes. So which means the government is not in full control of all the lands. But I believe the government also is endeavoring to make sure that this land issue is controlled, because by checking in the other way around, there are a lot of land dispute, land issues pertaining in West Coast region. And connecting to your question also, the migration affects West Coast more than any other region in the Gambia. People are migrating from Banjul to West Coast region, from KMC to West Coast region, from Basi to West Coast region, from the sub-region to West Coast region. So these are the challenges that West Coast is now facing. We have massive transfer of people from one region to the West Coast region. So I don't think it is going to be easy for the council to be able to control that.
Yes.
Without the help of the central government.
True. Sir, you became chairman of Brikama Area Council on the back of UDP. It was UDP that put you forward, and you won this seat and became chairman of this council. Down the line, you fell out with the party. The party accused you of straying from the course of the party, that you were engaged in things that ran counter to the very principles of UDP. And as a result, they sacked you, they fired you. You said that doesn't hold, that sacking was illegal. You pushed back, and then UDP had to withdraw. They went back to the drawing board and sacked you a second time. All this happened last year. I mean, in terms of how you came to this office, and your relationship with the party, that thanks to that party, by the grace of that party, that you became chairman. What can you tell us?
What I can tell you is I can only thank the people of West Coast region. It's the people of West Coast region who brought me to this position. About the party, I was in the party since inception.
1996.
1996. So I think it is very unfair for the party to just have newcomers wanted to treat the old ones bad, which I experienced. Let me clear one thing here, that I did not betray UDP, and it was never my intention to betray UDP, but instead UDP betrayed me, and before betraying me, they betrayed the democracy of the Gambia. They betrayed the democracy and the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression of the Gambian populace. And the same betrayal that they wanted to push onto the people of West Coast region, I have to say no to it, and I will challenge it. That was the challenge that I did. I did not, go astray. Never.
The party said you were not attending meetings.
The party that was completely false, and that was completely false. There's no basis and no merit to that. That there's no truth in it. I can show you so many pictures from my phone, where you will see me attending meetings. I'm standing by the party leader. Some in fact I'm on the podium. But Mr. Njai, this is a hatred, personal hatred from some individuals
within UDP.
Within UDP, personal hatred.
Directed at you.
Yes, and now the executives are not wise enough to see that this is personal, and they brought it to a party level, which is now creating a very big problem in the party. I don't think that is how the party should go. Because since I wanted to contest for this position, I was the first to apply. During APRC regime, it was very hard for UDP to have a candidate on any matter. Being a councillor, a chairman, how do they call, a member of parliament, It is a problem for UDP to have a candidate. Very big problem.
But you were there.
I was there.
You were there.
I was there. I first applied for a position in 2004 by election of the Convoys now, when our National Assembly member passed away. Then I met with a friend. I have to leave for my friend. But I campaigned vigorously for him. Unfortunately, APRC won. Okay? And again, in 2017, also, I applied for National Assembly election. I was the first to come out. Again, another 9 people came out again. Some are from APRC. Some were never participated in any political affairs of the country. Some are from PDOI. Some are from PPP. But the party then says it is the democratic principle that it has to be done. We have to go through certain criteria and stuff like that. Then I could say that the majority of the people, including the bureau, wants me, because I am the first. In fact, because when it was time for people to sacrifice, I was there. So then Laminda Mundiba, may Allah forgive him, called me at Banjai Bureau that Usenu said they must appeal to me. Because when President Adama Barrow was on the campaign, he came to Basori, and the people of Kombo prayed for him. And there is a candidate from Basori village. Can I please leave it for the people for the guy from Basori? This was a plea from Laminda Mundiba that he was directed by the party leader.
Yes.
I did not have to disrespect my leaders. I accepted immediately. Wallahi azim. I accepted immediately.
You let it go.
I let it go. I was working. I didn't have a leave. to be able to join the campaign. The first day of the campaign and the second day, there was no one following the crowd. Lamin Damundibo called me again. He was my very good friend. He's my elderly person and a very good friend of mine, because we used to chat a lot. He asked me that he's afraid that APRC is going to win that seat, because I am not participating in the campaign. I told him I have already applied for a leave. When I have this leave, I will join the campaign. Fortunately, that very day,
the leave came.
My leave was approved. I joined the campaign. The second day, I swear to God, it was like a presidential convoy. And we won the seat. We won the seat for UDP. So when this thing also came, I was the first to apply. Another 4 people came up. Some were never participated in any political affairs of UDP.
And they wanted to be,
the chairman of West Coast Region for UDP. For UDP. Then they said we have to go on concession. 5 of us has to go and discuss and leave for somebody. This was myself, may God Allah forgive him, Baba X, Ibrahim Sane, Fatou Cham from Sukuta, one Modu Jame in Brikama here. I think he's working with the Ministry of Education, and one veteran politician from Sintet. I forgot the name, yes. But it's an elderly person.
So these are the people.
These are the people who came. Then everyone was saying, I am this, I have this, I have that. I want you to leave for me. I'm the best candidate. So we all say our points. We cannot leave for each other. Then they say we have to go for party primary. During this, when we agreed to go on party primary, a date was set. We all went to campaign from Kombo to Fonyi. Delegates were selected. We came. The first day of this primary election, I won. Clearly, I still have the videos here. I can show it to you. I won. I was first, Fatou Cham second, and Baba X third. A commotion started from there. Some members of the UDP are the ones instigating violence on that day. There are some members who instigated violence, and it was a push and pull between them and the police. Then Fatoumata Jawara, the National Assembly for Talending, was pregnant. He was nearly wounded by these protesters from Baba X camp. Fortunately, the police were able to control the crowd. We went. They said we have to repeat it again for second round. We have to go for second round. I said, but what for? The constitution of the Republic of the Gambia is winning by simple majority. Why should we go for second round? They said, well, this should be the condition of the party. But I said, but it's not in the party constitution. But I am single. I have to accept what the party says. Then we went again for 3 weeks consecutive campaign between Fatou Cham and I. We went for election at the regional educational office in Brikama here. That day, Yusufa Cham, the UDP political chairperson, wanted to rig the vote. And because the other contestant is Fatou Cham, who is a daughter to him rather.
But that is serious charge, allegation.
I swear to God.
He wanted to rig it?
Yes.
How?
First, they tried to change the delegates, which has never occurred anywhere. The first delegates, they said those first delegates are for me. They have to change the delegates to a new delegates. Where on earth have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that, Mr. Njai? It is a question to you too.
At the PPP Congress. I think that was what the other camp accused the other camp of.
It shouldn't be. The delegate that came up should be the same delegate that has to complete the process. But they want to change the delegates. Unfortunately, that doesn't materialize. That doesn't materialize. Now, they have to go and say that instead of these people who conducted the first election, it has to be done by new executives. Then Al-Mamital has to come and act, independently, neutrally. Al-Mamital came with Ibu Mane. Yamundau Yabo, few of the executives were there. Okay, then it was not an easy day. Yusufa Cham had to call the authorities of the regional office that they should not allow people to come and hold this election there, because the election is being postponed, without notifying the delegates, without notifying me. And in fact, some of the delegates, they called them also to tell them not to come and attend this election. This is what happened. This was created by some members of UDP, including the National Assembly members.
But this is very serious.
I swear to what I am saying.
Come out of UDP. UDP is a very respected party.
Well,
yet you are
they were a very respected party, but not now. They were a very respected party, not now. Mr. Njai, this is the truth. You know what I'm saying. Yes, UDP was a very good party, very respectful party, when things were in order. But after 2016, I wouldn't say that it is still now. No.
Now, when the party fired you, you said, that was due procedure was not followed.
Yes.
And you said you are not moving an inch. And no. you wrote to the party.
I did not tell them
the party
I am not going an inch.
Yes.
I just remind them of the party constitution. Let them go back and read the constitution properly and to understand that the way they sacked me was wrong. And the delegations were baseless and they were not true. There is no merit in them. This is what I reminded them. They went back to their senses, and I knew that what I was complaining is the truth. They have to rescind their decision. They went on nationwide tour to contact all the members of the UDP in the Gambia for them to append their signatures, being the National Assembly members, being the chairpersons and mayors, being councillors, all appended their signatures on those documents that they don't want me in the party. Nationwide. Then they wrote another letter that this is final, that, let me explain why they should not, sack me from the party, but I have to respond within 7 days.
You refused to do that?
That's not true. I did.
You did?
I responded.
Did you explain why to give cause why the party should not?
Yes, I responded to them and I give them reasons why they should not. And in fact, I even put to them that this is a complete decision that they have already taken. I know where they are going to. That is to finalize and sack me.
Did you reject though the allegations that you were not?
I rejected everything, every allegation that they put on me. I rejected it.
Yet the party moved
ahead and sacked me. I told you this was personal, and they put into a party thing.
When you say personal, who are you referring to?
I am referring to some members like Alaji Esdabo and some people in the party.
So these are the people.
Yes, because they were in the campaigning for somebody. I have audios of Alaji Esdabo when he called the people of Daruhair, Brikama, not to tell them not to vote for me, but instead let them vote for Baba X, because Baba X is in the indigenous of Brikama. They can easily reach to him to do something for them. Is this place for Brikama or for West Coast region? And he himself is not a native of Brikama here. He is fooling people. This happened, my brother. I have the audios of that meeting.
But that is serious.
Yes, this happened. I have the audios of that meeting. I still have them.
But you had also already threatened to take UDP to court if the party didn't walk back your sacking. You said you could drag the party to court.
Yes, that's what I said. But instead, before I am ready to take them to court, they first took me to court.
I think it was the IEC.
No,
but before that, one thing also happened. You had councillors in the council who rebelled against your chairmanship. They wanted you removed to the extent that there was a petition. You had some UDP councillors.
Let me tell you about that. That was not a real thing. They were forced by the party. Some of those councillors who even signed for that did not do it voluntarily. They were conditioned to do it. Some councillors.
Really?
Yeah. And in fact, they were the minority then. They are the minority. You see, the nominated councillor did not have a voting right in the council. A nominated member of the council, it's not like the National Assembly, did not have a voting right. Those ones should keep their mouth shut. They have nothing to say in my sacking with the party. They don't even have to interfere. UDP was 15 councillors, 15 members of the council here. They sacked 2. Remaining Bilal Fall and Modou Bojang, they sacked 2 of them alongside me. Yes. Remaining 13. APRC was 12. It's 12 rather. GDC is 1. So GDC 1 plus the 2 sacked ones and plus the 12 APRC. Who is the majority now? And the letter that they wrote to IEC was forged. It's not the council's letterhead.
These councillors?
Yes. Headed by the vice chairman of the council. The letter was a forged letter. It was a forged letterhead. Then I have to write to IEC to remind them and to show them the 2 different logos of the council. That the vice chairman acted unauthorized and he did not even have the mandate to do it. Then they wrote to the CEO to act, to announce my seat vacant. The CEO told them he is at the administrative wing. He cannot act alongside politically.
On the
political side.
Yes.
Okay? He is not a policy maker. He cannot act. That's what he wrote back to them. Then they were saying a lot of things. Then they went to attack IEC. Then they sue IEC to court as defendant number 1. I am defendant number 2. Modou Bojang defendant number 3 and Bilal Fall defendant number 4. When I heard Alma Metal saying that IEC, UDP did not sue me to court, that's not true.
Well, you were clearly a defendant in the case.
I was sued. I got my summon document.
They wanted IEC to hold by election.
Yes.
They went by the law,
yes.
the local government law, which says that once you sack a member of your party, elected member, he loses his seat.
Yes.
That's the law. You
won. What did the Constitution say?
The bragging rights went to you. Well, the Constitution, that part was amended. Now, an elected official can still keep his position.
Then, which means the Act cannot act in the presence of the Act, in the presence of the Constitution. The Act cannot be active in the presence of the Constitution. Then, which means if they are truly educated and know what they are trying to follow without any biasness, they should forget about the 2015 amendment of the Clause G. Section 19 of Clause G, they should forget about that. Because that is completely powerless. When an amendment was done, because before, the chairman is always selected among the councillors. But when 2018 amendment came, instead of selecting among the councillors, it has to be a direct election through universal adult suffrage. Did they forget that one? That's the point I saw, and I said I'm not moving, because it was not only UDP who voted me into this position. I could say it's the people of West Coast region.
UDP can argue that it was their supporters who voted for you.
No, that's not true. So many people voted for me who are members of APRC. And so many members of GDC voted for me. The present chairperson of GDC in West Coast region is my very good friend. Very, very good friend. We were together in Europe. And in the Gambia here, we are together. Every day we see each other, we communicate. He's the GDC chairperson of West Coast region.
How do you know he voted for you?
Well,
someone can be your friend. And
my brother, this is something very clear to me, yes. Because we always have our engagements. We always discuss. I will not be able to name people for you. Even the chairperson of Combo South is also my blood nephew. The chairperson of GDC is my blood nephew.
So it was clearly not only UDP supporters.
It is very 100% clear that it's not only UDP who voted me in here. But it is true. That is the UDP ticket, UDP flag. But they did not spend a penny, a butut on me, my brother.
The party didn't?
Did not spend a butut on me.
So you sponsored yourself?
I did not sponsor myself.
There are people who backed you?
There is somebody who sponsored UDP, not me.
Now, the Supreme Court put matters to rest when they said the law that the UDP relied on in firing you and trying to have by-elections held in Brikama Area Council is faulty and unconstitutional, meaning you get to keeping your role
Yes,
as
of
chairman of Brikama Area Council.
Inshallah.
How did you feel when that piece of development came out? You must have, I mean, really, because I wrote a story and said, Sirifo Sonko, the man who went to war with UDP and won. How did you feel about that?
Well, I feel very relieved and relaxed. Why? Because my family was very disturbed. UDP has caused a very big problem in my family.
Really?
Yeah. Because my family members,
Yes.
maybe some of them did not have the strong fit like I may have.
Yes.
We are afraid that, you know, our breadwinner is going to lose his job. So that's the point. So I am relieved because of the way the way and the manner they were happy that day. So I thank Allah for that victory. I thank Almighty God for that victory. Definitely. God will never support those kind of things. The war against me was so evil. It was personal. And this personal, you know, attack went into the party. Some of the party executives did not see it coming.
But yet you blame some of the party executive members, including Usainu Dabo.
Yes.
And what you said was you could go back to the party.
Yes.
But on
Because
the condition,
it is he, Usainu Dabo, who mostly have meetings in places and they say that the Brikama chairmanship by-election is inevitable. So he's also part of it.
So he's the one who was saying that.
Yes.
That it was
I even have a newspaper that wrote that.
where he was saying that.
Yes.
Now you
that
want,
Brikama area council by-election is inevitable.
Now you want him sacked. You want him to leave his job to be sacked.
Because he misled the party. Because the journalists asked me whether I would like to go back to the party. I told him that it is very clear that, you know, they sacked me. In fact, Almamentalo went on saying that, you know, they don't need me in the party. So it's clear that they sacked me, and I accepted in a very good faith. But if they want me to come back to the party, the executives of the party must all resign, and they must do a public apology. Then I may come back to the party and coach them.
Including Dabo?
Including him. Because I think, no...
But this is somebody that you respected a lot. This is somebody that you looked up to in politics.
Exactly.
What changed?
Exactly. You know, Mr. Njai, if you have somebody who respected you so much, try to give back the respect to the guy. I respected him so much. I respected him to the maximum of sacrificing certain things for him. I don't want to talk because a promise is always a promise. But when he wanted to go beyond other levels, I can go beyond other levels. He is an elderly person. I will continue respecting him for that elderly age. But the political things between us, he seriously disrespected me. Yes, of course.
And you cannot forgive him for that?
Well, I may forgive him because now I'm vindicated. The law says I am right. I have forgiven him. And any other person who participated, I have forgiven them. Because I am vindicated. Who am I to say Allah's decision that, you know, you decided this for me, now I have to do my own fighting? Not me.
Now, where are you? I came to your office and I see a lot of President Adama Barrow photos. Are you NPP?
Let me make this thing very clear to you. That you yourself can attest to that. Usainu Dabo has been saying in many platforms that we, the Gambians, especially the UDP political party members, must, not should, but must respect Adama Barrow's policies and help him in achieving his agenda, especially the NDP.
He doesn't say that anymore. So
let me come. Okay. He doesn't say that anymore, but did he say it before?
I would think so.
No. Don't do that. Don't act like Usenu. No. You don't have to say you would think
I
so.
will let you to do. I'll let you.
You are a journalist.
Yes.
You've been having numerous interviews with him.
Of course.
This was one time an interview with him and Omar Wali.
Yes.
I watched it.
Yes.
When Omar Wali even asked him that you said this, but would you do it? He said, I can, but I don't think whether I will.
Yes.
The same thing that you wanted to do.
Yes.
You would think so, and you really know that that is what happened.
Okay. So, is that what you are going by? Tell us that. Is that what you are going by? That piece of advice from him. Is that what you are going by? That is why you are standing.
That piece of advice that he advises that I am a law-abiding and somebody who always respected the advice of my elders. That is what I am doing. Supporting Adam Barrow's agenda, having the biggest council in the Gambia, the most populated region in the Gambia. That is what exactly that I am doing. And nothing will stop me from doing that. Because Adam Barrow did not do anything bad to UDP. But instead, it is UDP who betrayed the democratic principles of the Gambia and betrayed the coalition.
What do you make of the claim then that Adam Barrow wanted to kill UDP or he wanted to hijack
Who claimed
the party? Claims by UDP people that he wanted to take their party by force.
I don't think this is true.
By using underhand tactics, means.
Listen. Adama Barrow never tell anybody that I want to pay you this amount of money that you can come and support me with my agendas. You know where this thing all emanated from? From when the Barrow Youth for National Development came about. That is where the problem starts. And this Barrow Youth for National Development, when they first came to this Gambia, this story was narrated in my presence by my own brother Falang Sanko. That they first approached Usenu. I wasn't there, but this is what Falang said. That they first approached Usenu. They discussed with him about the agendas and the aims of this Youth for National Development. He then directed them to President Barrow. But you and I can say, if it is me, I will act it as President Barrow did. Because this is a man who I call my political father. This is a man who I trusted so much. This is the man who, when I won the election, my first priority is for him to get out of the jail. When he directed some youths to come to me to have discussions with me, I would see to it that he has interest to this thing. Then he will get my indulgence. Definitely. This is how it comes about. When the Youth for National Development was becoming more powerful, then he became jealous.
You mean Dabo became jealous?
Yes. And there was one time that he did another interview with the Voice newspaper. They asked him whether he's interested in becoming the next president. He said yes. Then he was the foreign minister. That was the Voice newspaper.
But is there anything wrong with that?
It's completely wrong.
Tell us why.
The reason is, there is somebody from your party who is now a president calling you father, giving you all access in the government, dealings. Why should you have interview with somebody that you wanted to be the next president, but in public? Lamin Jai, if it is you wouldn't like it. I would not like it, and I know President Barrow would not like it.
But here is the problem with in the case of President Barrow. He said he was going to serve a 3-year term. That was the promise that he gave.
That was the promise that he gave. No need for you to complete your question, because I understand where you are going to land your question.
Okay.
Were you not also part of some journalists who asked Usenu about the difference of these 3 and the 5 years? Haven't you ever asked him of that?
Well, we asked him about it.
Yes, you asked him. Omar Wali asked him. So many journalists asked him. But he was defending the 5 years constitution. In fact, all of the coalition members were backing the 5 years mandate of the president.
Now, to be fair,
and let me also tell you something.
Yes.
I am among the people who tell President Barrow never to disappoint us and to disappoint the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. Because the Constitution says a president shall be elected for a 5 years mandate. Why for them to accept their 3 years, their coalition, agreement over the constitution? What would the world say about us, about the Gambia? The same thing happens in Senegal. When Macky Sall was coming to power, the presidential term was 7 years. He said when he became a president, he is going to reduce it from 7 to 5 years. After his election, he won. He said the same thing, that he wanted to bring it back to 5 years. The National Assembly and the people of Senegal told him that, hey, that was your campaign promise. Leave our constitution. If you want to change this from 7 to 5, go back to the National Assembly. What happened? Was there any problem? No problem. And there should be no problem in the government also.
But to be fair to Dabo, if Dabo was a defender of
if
he was a defender of the Constitution and wanted President Barrow to serve for 5 years and not 3 years, that was what he wanted to do after 5 years, because he is a president who said he was a transitional leader. He was not interested in presidency. Yes. He was a businessman.
Definitely.
So one would only expect that he would leave and go back to his business once he completes that 5-year term.
After 5 years.
After 5 years, yes. And clearly, there has to be somebody out there who would prepare post him to take over.
Okay.
That was what Dabo was saying clearly.
Yes.
That once Barrow finishes, he would try to also see if he can get to State House. Don't you think that was what he was saying?
But do you know that Dabo also said in an interview somewhere that let people get patience. After the Ramadan, the Gambia government is going to be full-fledged UDP. Haven't you ever heard that?
I'll have to go and check the records.
It happens. He said it. It's in records. It's in audios. That after last year's, Ramadan, the government is going to be a full-fledged UDP government. What would somebody with a good mind, a good thinking mind, will address that thing like? This is a coalition government, and you are telling the people that let them get patience. After Ramadan, it's going to be a full-fledged UDP government. What's the meaning of that? All these things has been said, but brother, we have a lot in our vocabulary. We have a lot in stock. We have stored many things. I believe if Google is not burned down, all these evidences are with us.
They will, of course, continue to be there. But then, let's clear this. Your bromance with President Barrow.
I think you and my sister should give me something today, because
of course, I have 10 more minutes. I have 10 more minutes.
You failed me.
I have 10 more minutes. I just want to squeeze 1 or 2 questions before we wrap up. I know I failed you.
You're welcome.
We were supposed to start
that wouldn't be a problem, because I have a high regards for Fatu Kamara, and I have a high regard for all the journalists who are really committed to their job.
Of course.
Definitely.
Certainly, and thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
You said you will support, you go by the advice of Dabo that you should defend the policies and programs of President Barrow, and that is what you are doing.
Yeah.
But he has his own political party now. He is, seeking re-election in December. He has his own political party, the National People's Party. Are you officially, are you a member of NPP?
Now.
Yes.
Since the day UDP started fighting me and putting all false allegations against me, I was a member of UDP. Until when they confirmed that they have now sacked me, to a point where the spokesperson of the party said they no longer need me in the party. I am not a member of UDP. And there are so many political parties who want me to be in their party. I have a brother who is a leader of a political party. This is Dr. Cisse. Dr. Cisse is my younger brother. His mother taught me in school. And his mother always come to my office here to give me a humanly advice. So, I could proudly go with Dr. Cisse.
And be a member of CA.
CA, Citizen Alliance. I could proudly go to NRP because the leader of NRP is somebody who I adored so much. He's a very truthful and dedicated somebody.
Ahmad Ba?
Ahmad Ba, Ahmad N.K. Ba. I love that man, I swear to God.
Why do you love him? You said he's truthful.
I love him because he's very truthful and very, very brave. Ahmad is brave. We calling somebody.
He's brave. That I can attest to. I had an interview with him.
Let me tell you one thing. In 2006 or 2011, if my memory can serve me well, when UDP convoy came up to Tabokoto and the paramilitaries has to stop UDP not to proceed because Yajame was going to for a meeting in Nemakunku, I think, or Fajikunda or Nemakunku. They said we wouldn't pass. They gave us 30 minutes to stand and wait for the convoy of the president to pass. Hussein said we must respect. This is why, sometimes if I sit, I wonder what kind of man is this man turned to now. Hussein was a very nice man. Not like him today. Yeah. It was Ahmad who said the convoy will no longer wait for any additional minute because 30 minutes elapses. They said another 15 minutes. He said this is the last minute that we are going to wait. After these 15 minutes, we are going. Whosoever will die, but I am going. Hussein, this is what Ahmad said. And the paras has to leave the way for the convoy to go. It was Ahmad Ba who did this. Ahmad is a very brave somebody, and he doesn't sympathy to say truth. No. He's somebody whom I respected so much.
So are you now joining NPP?
I am now going to join. In fact, I have now joined NPP. The reason is I have been supporting the president's agenda, not his political party, because I've been supporting him ever since he never formed any party, ever since he was an independent. So if I am sacked because I am advising, I am supporting the advice of my party leader, I am sacked because of that my party leader's advice, I will definitely support the president. And I will endeavor to go extra mile for his political agendas.
But do you think President Barrow has what it takes to win in December? You have people who say he will lose.
President Barrow has everything it takes to win this election because he's doing it. He's doing it. We need somebody who wants to develop the country, and he's doing it.
But some say he's not.
No. Those are the selfish people. Like when Hussein came out to say that President Barrow's father did not leave anything for him to to be claiming all this locks. I think that was a very big mistake comment from him. He shouldn't be saying that. He shouldn't be saying that. President Barrow did a lot in the party. So I don't think the party can go to an extent of that anger, the point of that anger, to say that those kind of things. That was very irresponsible.
But yet,
let me tell you. Did you listen to Solo Sandeng?
Of course.
May Allah forgive him. When he came to Westfield, and in fact before coming to Westfield, the meeting he got with before coming to Westfield, he said, Gambians should now come up to make sure that the then government goes, and to replace it with a government that will come for development. A government that will come to embrace democracy in this motherland. A government that will bring oneness in this country. Solo Sandeng was saying this.
But is that Adama Barrow's
Adama Barrow is doing even more than that. Because he's developing. There are certain areas in this Gambia here who never knew any development in life. There was never a current electricity in Kiang. Today there is a very normal, stable electricity in Kiang. There are no roads in Wuli, no current, no electricity. In Sandu, many places of the Gambia, West Coast region here, there are so many places here. Who never had current before? No good roads. He's doing it. So Adama Barrow is somebody who can even do more than what Solo Sandeng was dreaming for. And I knew if Solo was alive, Solo is alive, Single Nyasi is alive, they will never accept what Ousseynou is doing today. They were so respectful, but they never fear anybody to tell you the truth. This was solo standing.
You think they would have been disappointed at Dabo?
Yeah, very well. I am very much sure of that. Very well.
How about the other way around? Them getting disappointed at Adama Barrow?
I'm not sure. Because instead of talking about Adama Barrow, they will be talking to him. Solo was never a hypocrite. And Single Nyasi was never a hypocrite. They were a very gentlemen, very good people. They will not talk about Adama Barrow, but they will always be talking to him. And Adama will listen to them. Adama is not arrogant.
How about his appetite for power? Someone who wanted to just stay 3 years. Adama
wasn't interested at all to continue from these 5 years. He wasn't interested.
But he is now.
We forced him to do it.
But you cannot force a man if he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to.
Who forces a man?
A good citizen. Ousseynou Dabo never wanted to lead this party.
But people made him to lead.
Yes. My brother, there are a lot of things that you don't know. We can tell you that with certainty. Ousseynou Dabo never wanted to lead the UDP. Ask anybody who will be willing to tell you the truth that Ousseynou was followed twice to come and accept to lead the UDP. So if Adama is also a good person, somebody who listens to his people, he must listen to people.
And that's what he did.
That's what he did, and that's what he should do. And I'm very happy that he accepted.
And now, clearly, he's causing a lot of problems.
Who is causing a lot of problems?
Adama. In the issue of the retroactive clause, it is his people and his MPs who said,
I want you to withdraw that statement that he's causing a lot of problems.
He's not. Okay.
He's not causing any problem.
Yes.
It's the National Assembly members of UDP who may be causing problems.
How?
Because
they voted for the draft. They voted for the draft to pass.
Do they all vote?
Of course, all the MPs, at least those that are
in fact, let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
That draft constitution, I could say, is not a better one, because it does not contain what the people of the Gambia wanted. What the people of the Gambia, were consulted.
Chairman Jallo will feel insulted by that.
I did not insult him, but I can tell you something, and he even elaborated on that. There are certain parts of the constitution which were copied from the Kenyan constitution, and he attests to that.
You are talking about the part that some people were saying.
Everything about that constitution is not about the Gambian mentality. So nobody should blame Adama Barrow on that. Adama Barrow never played any part. He never tell anyone to vote no to that constitution.
But he is the president. He's the one.
He is the president, but he doesn't have any right to force the parliament. He is the president, but he doesn't have the mandate to force the parliament.
But he can talk to his MPs.
He can talk to his MPs. But then he did not have an MP. Adama Barrow did not have an MP by then. He did not have an MP.
No, by the time he voted, he had one MP.
No, it was before the MP. It was before that.
But he had 11 or 7. Sorry. Plus, in fact 11.
They were not his MPs. They were Gambians.
But they support him.
They support him because they think that should be the right thing. But they are not his names. Those names are Gambians, very genuine Gambians.
They only voted based upon their conscience.
Yes, exactly.
Now he wants to cling to power, at least for 10 more
years. Let me tell you, yes. you and I have been seeing it when some of the UDP names were even saying that the 1997 constitution, which we were all crying foul of, now they are now supporting it. They are now supporting it.
Yeah, I've had people who say they don't have a problem with the
election. You've had people and you have seen them. Lamin Jai, I used to follow you a lot. I admire you. I used to follow you.
We try.
Yes, even that voting day at the National Assembly, I saw you talking to some party leaders.
I was there, yes.
You were there.
I was there.
Everything about Lamin in journalism, I follow.
Thank you.
Honestly,
thank you for.
We may never meet before.
Letting me know that, but you.
Last time when I got an interview with somebody, I don't know which media was it. I was commending Fatou Camara.
Yes.
I swear to God Almighty Allah, Once I sat together with Fatou Camara in life, that was the day the Senegambia Bridge was being commissioned. We sat next to each other.
Yes.
The protocols, the seat they gave me is the next one is the one they gave her. In fact, we were not even chatting because everyone was concentrating on the program and stuff like that. But I heard her saying something on Facebook. That is the complete truth. Like her or hate her, that was true. Gambian kol benyo banena benyo wulu nyasatala. She was against it, and I said she was very right on that. And definitely, either you hate or like her. That's the truth. That's the bottom line. Caring. And this is not that we knew before. This is not what we knew before. My brother, let us just be a generous somebody and try to accommodate each other.
Let's get a little hypothetical. Should UDP win in December, what is going to be the future for you?
My future lies in the hands of Almighty Allah. But I am pretty sure that UDP cannot win any election in the Gambia.
Do you have any proof to that?
Yes.
What's the proof?
All the potentials of UDP have now left UDP. They are recruiting new members. But the potentials in politics have all left UDP.
Where are they now? NPP?
I believe I saw many in NPP. Many in NPP.
So you have others also who say people go to NPP because the president is buying them, giving them money. Is that the case?
I wouldn't be independently say that wasn't true, but I am very much confident that it's not true. Because I swear to God Almighty that all what I support that I am doing for the president never give me a brute. Billahi, I am keeping fast. Billahi, wallahi, tallahi. President Adama Barrow never give me a butut.
People say he is stingy.
Wallahi azim.
People say he is stingy. Do you know that?
He's not stingy.
Heard of that?
He's not stingy.
Yes.
No, he's been employed by us.
Yes.
He has his normal monthly salary while we all have our monthly salary.
Yes.
So if you come here today, you want something from me that I am not in a good position today, you want to go and say I'm stingy? You couldn't say that.
Yes.
That's not stinginess.
Yes.
At least when he has
he just doesn't have.
Exactly.
Yes. To give to you.
Take it as, be on the table. My luck is not with him today. Yes. But you cannot call the man stingy. Adama is very generous.
People also say he doesn't have good advisors. You have clueless people advising him. Have you heard of that?
Well, I wouldn't be certain to that because they were never advising me in my presence. I don't know their potentials.
Yes.
But I know that Alaji Badembo by force is not clueless because he is a veteran politician. He knows his left and right in politics. He will not tell any bad thing or any violent advice to President Barrow. Dembo by force is somebody who I recommend. So I couldn't say that the advisors are clueless because I didn't know them. And when they are advising him, I am not present. So I couldn't say that. I would not give that false accusation on them.
Now, we know the IEC will play a big role in this election, December. I know they want to start registering voters in May, beginning very end of May. In terms of voter registration, you have a lot of things are being said. Non-Gambians trying to take part in the election and all of that. You are the chairman of Become Area Council. How would you want to collaborate or work with the IEC in ensuring that the voter registration, especially within your area, the local government area here in Brikama, doesn't run into problems such as people who are not citizens registering?
My brother, there are a lot of false allegations going around in the Gambia. Last week I was watching one video. This video was so many years ago when the Senegalese citizens were voting for Senegal. And I think this happened in Latrikunda when our government police were there to disperse these people not to make violence, because they attacked another Senegalese guy that he is having a lot of ID cards, Senegal national ID card. But the guy who posted that on Facebook and some WhatsApp groups, saying that this is happening right now and is the Gambia. That was very, very, very misleading, and it is not true.
So this was something that happened
years ago, and that's about Senegal
and their election.
Yes,
not Gambia.
Not Gambia. And again, if you say IEC is trying to register non-Gambians into our Gambian system, I couldn't agree on that. IEC is a very reputable, institution. IEC did wonders here in 2016 when everybody lose hope. IEC came out bravely to show to the Gambian public that they are very independent. We who were saying that IEC was very independent. Ali Mohamed Njie is a brave man, he's a good man, he's that Mr. Njie and the gentleman who was sworn in yesterday were all ready to sacrifice for the Gambia. Today, how can we go back and turn back to those people, blaming them of wrongdoing? We all knew Joseph Koli. Joseph is not biased. Joseph, he's a true Christian. He believes in truth. Samujang did not fear anybody. Ali Mohamed Njie is now thinking of between him and Allah, but not about anything. I believe in that. We were the ones who were saying that IEC in the Gambia are this. The whole world congratulates them for their fairly play. Why should we, the same people, go back to those people and castigating them, creating false allegations against those people? I wouldn't agree that there are some non-Gambians being registered in the Gambia. I wouldn't agree on that. If you are a Gambian, you saw those kind of acts, why can't you blow the whistle? It is your mandate to prove it with a very clear proof that I, Mr. Lamin Njie, have seen Sirifo Sonko helping a non-Gambian to register in the Gambia. I think this is how it should be. But to go and create a WhatsApp group, say something that is unfounded. I know many are down there insulting my mother, doing all sorts of insults. I will not insult anybody.
That is not you.
And I will not allege anyone falsely. No. Whatever I said about Lamin Njie, wallahi, is the truth. And if I found out it is not true, Lamin Njie, I don't hesitate to come to you and tell you to forgive me. I will apologize to you, even openly. With all this, people have been saying, Chairman Sanko is arrogant, he don't want to talk to people, he does this, he does that. Wallahi, if they die like that without apologizing, God will surely punish them. But I have forgiven them.
Chairman, do you have any last words? We've run out of trouble. Not trouble, but
my last word is to the Gambian people in general, to embrace the peace that we are now breathing in the Gambia. Peace is very, very, very sweet. It's very nice. We are the same people. It's the same people who were living in the Gambia centuries ago who are still living here. Maybe your family member could be in another family, in another family marrying, or someone's family is in your family marrying. When we want to be violent on each other, how will your sister see, or how will your brother feel? May God forbid, when something happens in the Gambia here, where are we going? 2016, we saw people were running. Some, Senegal was very close. They were going all the way to Bissau and Guinea-Conakry. Some Paris on the way going. We have seen this. 2019, the 3 years Jotna protest. So many people were injured. So many properties were spoiled. So I am calling on the Gambians to embrace peace. Let us accommodate each other. Let us accept each other. To know that this is just politics. 2021 is here with us. And December is around the corner knocking our doors. Let's get into December peacefully. Vote for the one we love to lead this country. And go home to listen to IEC. Wallahi, either we knew or not, God has already selected the leader for this country. But we cannot force our way in. If we love Adama Barrow, I am calling on all the Gambians to vote for him if we love him. But if we didn't love him, let us vote him out peacefully. But we should not make violence. The Gambia is too small. The Gambia is very precious. The Gambia is beginning to develop. When, may God forbid, violence erupts here, all those little development that we have achieved will all go down. What Adama Barrow has done, what Yahya Jammeh did, what President Barrow, the late President Alhaji Salawudeen Kairaba Jawara did will all perish. And it's the same Gambian people who will go and take loan to come and mend those structures again. Before that, let's guide our peace. Let's tolerate each other. Let's accommodate each other. Let's talk to each other peacefully. Let us stop alleging somebody on false grounds. Let us stop insulting people's mother. Let us stop insulting our leaders. We are only Christians and Muslims in the Gambia. What the Bible is saying is what the Quran is saying. The little difference are there. That might be the side of the prophecy. But about godliness, tolerance, peace is all the same. Both in the Bible and the Quran. And it's the same these Christians and Muslims in the Gambia. And there is no church which is in the Gambia preaching violence. There is no mosque in the Gambia summoning violence. I'm calling on all the Gambian people, especially my fellow youths. Wherever problem erupts, is the youths that suffer most, is the youths that die most. And it is them youths who are now prepared to give bread to their family. Let us not allow violence to separate us. Let us not allow violence to destroy us. Violence can never take any country forward, but instead it is going backward. We have been seeing violence all over the world. So many countries in the world. How many people die before the end of the violence? How many people will be injured? How many properties will be lost? Is somebody coming to give us that the 100% of what we lost? Or the life that we lost is coming back to us? So please, Gambia, let's embrace each other. This is my final word to you. I'm greeting you. My the Ramadan greetings goes to the people of West Coast region and the Gambia as a whole. I am saying a big thank you to Fatu Network. That maybe what you have been hearing about Chairman Sanko is not who he is. Alhamdulillah, I am not running away from any journalist.
Yes, I appreciate the opportunity.
Yes.
And the reception.
My doors are always open.
Yes.
It's just a very busy place, but definitely whenever that you need me, I am available.
Chairman, we appreciate
I
that.
thank you so much for everything, and I thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
And once again, I am praying for God Almighty Allah to shower more peace in the country and to give victory to President Adama Barrow in December 2021.
In the December election. I'm sure he's saying amen to that. He's
Inshallah.
watching this.
And I believe,
yes.
the mighty West Coast
yes.
is working tremendously to make sure that he stayed in that state house.
In that state house.
Yes.
I'm sure he is
not moving an inch.
He is smiling now.
President Barrow is not moving an inch. King Barrow. King Barrow is not moving an inch.
You are calling him king.
Wallahi.
King is a little powerful. It's a little
that is why I want to put him too, if I could.
A king.
King Barrow.
Well, I know there was an MP, there was a Banjul MP who stood at the National Assembly, APRC MP, and said we should declare or appoint President Jammeh as king.
Yes, because he or she might love him. So I love President Barrow than that person who loves Yahya Jammeh then.
Yes.
I swear to God.
So you want him to be crowned king?
I want him to be crowned prince if the Gambian people can listen to me. Let's bring monarchy in the Gambia.
And he will be a president for life, a forever king.
Well,
thank you.
We can be having prime ministers, no, he will be our king.
He will be the king.
I'm telling you. Thank you very much, Mr. Njai.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes, you took my whole day. I have to, forward some of my appointments for later days.
So tomorrow.
But I am very much appreciative of your coming,
yes, yes.
and definitely be rest assured that I appreciate your coming.
Yes.
And my special greetings to my sister Fatou Kamara, to all the journalists in the Gambia, especially my older sister Fatou Toure. and any other person within the Gambia, especially in West Coast region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you.
Welcome.
So that is Chairman Sirifo Sanko, Brikama Area Council Chairman. He was my guest today. Thank you for being there. We'll be back next week. Until then, goodbye.